The project being proposed aims to address the Australian curriculum designated cross-curriculum priority of sustainability by increasing student knowledge on matters pertaining to waste and recycling, and through the implementation of a system to encourage both teacher and student contribution to the issue. A focus is to be placed on a single year group in an existing senior high school and the staff relative to that group. The school chosen for this project is Chifley College Bidwell campus, and specifically the commencing Year 7 of 2019. Chifley College Bidwell campus is a government school in Sydney's west, comprising of Years 7 to 12. In 2017, 610 students were enrolled, 81% of which fell in the bottom quarter, with only 1% in the top quarter. Against the average index of community socio-educational advantage value of 1,000, Chifley College Bidwell campus has a value of 854. 40% of the students have a language background other than English, and 17% of students present from Indigenous backgrounds. School policy states, as part of the school focus, that respect is shown when the environment is cared for, thus aligning the project with school-specific stipulation. So, bit of background. The world's resources and ecosystems are in decline, and therefore, as argued by Barnes, Moore and Almeida, sustainability needs to take an important place in education at a global scale. In 2000, the Australian government acknowledged the need for sustainability to be incorporated into education and has set up a National Advisory Council that was designed to implement and develop policies from empirical research resulting from practice. From this research, it has been found that prioritising sustainability into education provides students in secondary schools the opportunity to build upon an appreciation for acting towards a more sustainable future. For this reason, the Australian Government included education for sustainability into the Australian National Curriculum as a cross-curriculum priority.
Hello everyone, so today's meeting is going to focus on just discussing the Action Research Project. So it is a whole school approach that aims to enable students to develop an appreciation for the importance of acting in ways for a sustainable future. This intervention aims to give students the knowledge, skills, values, and allow them to act in ways that support sustainability. The intervention will specifically focus on Year 7 students so that they're able to carry on the knowledge, the skills, the values relating to sustainability throughout their schooling and life. It's a whole school approach and will adopt sustainable waste and recycling methods, particularly through the provision of extra recycling bins in the classroom and the playground. So, like I mentioned earlier, it aims to educate Year 7 students, and the type of information and knowledge that will be educated to students will be during their RLR, Responsibility, Learning and Respect sessions. And those are 6 times 30-minute sessions over 6 weeks in term 2. And they will educate students about the importance of sustainability in the school and the wider community. And this will work really well because those sessions are anyway scheduled for students' pastoral care program. So it won't be taking time out of their other KLA subjects. In these sessions, students are going to be taught about sustainability, the importance in a small setting and on a global scale as well. And it will focus on low waste strategies that they can implement in order to have effective waste and recycling techniques. During this time, the school will place new recycling bins in every classroom next to the normal rubbish bins, and they will be labelled, and they're going to be provided by EnviroBank. Thank you.
Project plans have a knack for getting disorganized as soon as you go to work on them. To-dos becomes who's doing this, stakeholders are misaligned, and there are too many things to keep track of. Without a well-thought and a well-documented implementation plan to organize the team's works, plans becomes messy and teams feels less productive. For our project, we decided to break down the implementation process into 3 major phases: the preparation phase, the observation phase, and the analysis phase. The preparation phase. Our preparation phase will begin in term 1, week 9 and 10. It will involve a presentation and a training to the faculty team. This task will only be done once at the beginning of the project. The preparation phase will also involve conducting a student survey to measure their level of awareness of recycling and waste management. During this phase, a number of recycling bins will be placed around the school. These bins will be provided by a partner organization that promote recycling and waste management. Also during this phase, and before the start of the observation phase begins, a data collection will be carried out. This will involve a physical count of the content of a number of bins to establish a baseline before the actual program begins, the observation phase. This phase will start at beginning of term 2. During this phase, a weekly observation will be carried out on all the bins to count, record, and classify the waste contents. This task will continue on a weekly basis until the end of week 9. For the first 6 weeks of this phase, an introduction to sustainability will be facilitated during the RLR classes. Before the program ends in week 9, the school cleaners will also be surveyed to seek their opinion as to whether they have noticed a reduction on the amount of recyclable materials in the general waste bins. At the end of observation phase in week 9, a second student survey will be carried out to compare the results to the pre-implementation survey carried out at the planning phase, analysis phase. During the analysis phase, a number of tasks will be carried out before the project is officially completed. First of all the collected data will be thoroughly analyzed and discussed to establish if the program was successful or not. A final reflection on the whole program will be carried out, and a detailed list of what worked and what didn't work will be compiled, discussed, and documented for future use. Also, any identified improvements that will benefit future sustainability projects will be included as part of the final reflection. Finally, a detailed report with all the findings and recommendation will be assembled and presented to the school's principal and the executive team.
The evaluation of this project will be measured using mixed methods research to combine the strengths of qualitative and quantitative research and cancel out the weaknesses, as according to Johnson and Onwugubuzi. The Year 7 cohort will undertake a survey and discussion session before the implementation of the intervention. This will help determine how much they know about sustainability, its importance, and the importance of recycling and waste management for sustainability and low waste strategies. Following the sessions on sustainability, they will then do a post-survey and discussion to determine if their understanding and skills have been improved due to the sustainability education sessions. According to Roberts, qualitative surveys are most useful when gathering qualitative data, as it aims to gather detailed information about people's motivations, thinking, and attitudes, bringing depth to the research. Using a survey will assist teachers to gather information on the students' understanding of sustainability. The surveys will also be used to assess the efficiency and effectiveness of the sustainability sessions as an intervention for continuous improvement. Some qualitative data will be collected before the implementation of the intervention through conducting a waste audit. Over the period of a week, student volunteers will go around the classrooms and collect plastic bottles, cans, and paper from the classroom bins at the end of the day. This will be collected to determine the need for recycling bins in the classrooms. It will also allow for the involvement of the students in the gathering of data. The school teachers in charge of the sustainability program will also conduct observations, including photographic evidence of the bins in the playgrounds and in classrooms before, during, and after the intervention to determine if the students have been using the bins in the correct way. The collection of data post-intervention will be conducted through teacher observations regarding the bin use. This will determine how much recyclable materials are placed in recycling bins and if they are being used effectively. This method allows teachers to gather information on the recycling program without relying on the students and others to provide the information, as stated in Efron and Rapid. A small survey will also be given to the school's cleaners to get feedback regarding the changes to the bins and particularly the use of recycling bins.
Conclusively, the program is intended to be implemented every year in Term 2 for Year 7, so that these students can carry their knowledge and skills developed in the intervention sessions throughout their schooling and lives. Additionally, staff members will be assigned to head and run the program and conduct evaluations on how to refine the program in a more effective manner. They will determine what the students have learned and what additional strategies can be implemented in a continuous process of implement, assess, and refine. The intent of continuing this project annually is so that both students and staff inherit an awareness and appreciation of recycling at a young age, which can be both enforced and carried on through the remainder of the student's school life. This continuous enforcement of this program is designed to ultimately improve the school staff and student culture in relation to awareness of the environment and the positive impact that recycling has on its environment.